Patriots are scared.
The A.J. Brown trade takes another crazy turn. Dallas still stinks. Yo, by the way, Kick Dick back here. So one day to go before the A.J. Brown trade could actually go down. Which, let me say this, just because June 1st is coming doesn't mean A.J. Brown's going to get traded that day or the day after. This thing could drag on a while. And why do I say that? Well, because basically we are all over the place when it comes to what A.J. Brown is worth, what the compensation will be, where he will end up. We kind of already have an idea. However, there may be other teams that come in and get involved in this thing. A.J. Brown, for the Philadelphia Eagles, has been one of the greatest receivers in franchise history. He is 28 years old right now, as of today. He is 28. He'll be turning 29, I believe, the end of June, like June 30th, something like that. So A.J. Brown will just be turning 29 years old when he possibly could be traded to the New England Patriots. And the question is what is he worth? This to me should be a no-brainer. It should be easy to figure it out, because all we have to do is look back at what other players around his age, maybe a little younger, maybe even a little older, what they have gotten when they were traded. I think more importantly than how old A.J. Brown is how good is he still? How relevant to the rest of the wide receivers is he in the league? I would put A.J. Brown still, to this day, a top 5 wide receiver in this league. And if you're going to trade a top 5 wide receiver, you better get what he's worth. Here's what we're talking about, right? Yesterday, we've got reports that the framework for a trade was done. It was a done deal. Now, we are getting reports today, once again, kind of the same thing we got a few days ago. The Pound Patriots are, quote, not be overly eager to send the Eagles a first-round pick in any capacity for wide receiver A.J. Brown, per Jeremy Fowler, ESPN. I talked to some people involved. I was told the Patriots are still totally confident that they can get this done just a few more days. So this wording really can mean a couple different things. When they say not overly eager to give a first-round pick, doesn't say they're not going to do it. It just says they really don't want to. But we are hearing other reports that they do not want to give a first. They do not want to give a first in 2027. They do not want to give a first in 2028. Basically, the New England Patriots, they want A.J. Brown to be given to them for nothing. They think that they should get him at a discount because they're the New England Patriots. Well, we kicked their ass in 2017. It might have been us in 2004, but last time we played in the Super Bowl, we beat their ass. I'm just saying. Now, here's my thing. If you're going to judge Howie Roseman on whether or not he wins this trade or not, he has to come away with a first-round pick at minimum. If he doesn't come away with a first-round pick, he cannot win this trade. He just can't, in my opinion, in any capacity. But speaking of winning, check this out. PrizePicks is America's #1 sports pick app. It is the best place to win cash while watching sports. It's very easy to use, and it's legal in almost all 50 states, including California, Texas, and Florida. Not only is it easy to play player plays where you just pick a few players, lock in your lineup, and boom, you're ready to go. They also now have a team section. And in the team section, I found a really cool play that we're going to go over right now. A.J. Brown, we've talked so much about him. Where's he going to end up? Well, That's what we're asking today. And I'm going to go Kansas City Chiefs. Why? Because this payout is really nice and I don't want him in New England. But we're going to go A.J. Brown to the Chiefs as a possible place where he ends up. And if you like this and you want to do something similar, just download the app in the link in the description. Use promo code HMA. That's promo code HMA. And if you just use $5 entry, you'll get $50 in lineups. That's $50 in lineups on a $5 entry play. All you have to do, like I said, is download the promo code HMA, and you can get into this action just like Philly 500. Shout out to PRIZEPICKS. You know, this whole thing is so frustrating, and I'm so sick and tired of talking about it. And I know you're tired of hearing about it, but we got a few more days to go. We're coming around the home stretch, and I see this as the Eagles' trade to blunder. Really, it's their trade to lose. It's their trade to blunder. The Eagles hold all the cards. You know, if A.J. Brown doesn't get traded, guess what? He has to stay in Philly. He has to come in. He has to play. Now, if he wants to come in and he wants to have a bad attitude and he wants to be, you know, what a lot of people think he's going to be, a baby reading book on the side, whatever they think he's going to be. I personally don't think he'll do that. But if that's the route he chooses to take, it's not going to help him go to other teams. It's not going to help him get another contract. It is going to work against him. However, if he was to stay, come in, have a great year, then get traded in March, he'll probably get a brand new contract. People will still see he's one of the best in the league, and it'll be better for him. It'll be better for the Eagles and the team that he's going to. So, if A.J. Brown doesn't get traded, and I do think this is a possibility, because I think Howie Roseman is going to stick to his guns. I think Howie has said it multiple times. You don't just get rid of players like A.J. Brown, of you know, that kind of talent. You just don't do it. You have to get something for it. So the question really is why do the Patriots fans, well, not even the Patriot fans so much, why do the Patriots front office, why do they feel he's not worth a first-round pick? The only real reason they'll tell you is, well, because he's not happy in Philly. So he's disgruntled, so therefore we should get him at a discount. A lot of guys could be disgruntled. A lot of guys may not like where they have to live, where they have to play, but they do it anyways. I don't think that is a good enough reason to discount basically what A.J. Brown is worth. A.J. Brown is still easy a top 5 receiver, arguably top 3 wide receiver in this league. You don't give it away for nothing. We've had trades of wide receivers establish the market already. We saw Waddle get traded to Denver for a first and a third round pick. Okay, a first and a third. Waddle is not in A.J. Brown's stratosphere. He's not. And if you want to say to me, well, he's younger by a year and a half over A.J. Brown, okay, but that's still not a good enough reason, okay? Age matters more when you're declining, when you're not the same guy you used to be. A.J. Brown arguably is still one of the best guys. I think a trade that we should look at, really, is actually from a few years ago. I think Davante Adams is a perfect trade to look at. Davante Adams was 29 years old when he was traded from the Green Bay Packers to the Las Vegas Raiders. All right? He was traded at the age of 29 years old. He turned 30 later that year. So he was actually a year older than A.J. Brown. A year older than A.J. Brown. The Raiders sent the Packers a 2022 first-round pick. Number 22 overall is what it wound up being. And a 2022 second-round pick. So they got a first and a second-round pick. First and second rounders for Davante Adams, who was 29 years old. All right? And I'll say this. When he was with the Green Bay Packers, yeah, he was one of the best receivers in the league. He probably, I still think, wasn't as good as A.J. Brown is right now with the Eagles. So this is a perfect trade to look at and say, yes, Davante Adams, that trade, that's the perfect and closest example we could use to what the Eagles should be getting for A.J. Brown. A first and a second, I think that's fair. Like we said, we talked about Waddle. He got traded for a first and a third just recently, and he's not as good. So, yes, the Eagles have to get a first-round pick. If Howie Roseman goes out there and he does not get a first-round pick for A.J. Brown, if we trade him for a second-round pick and a third, or a third and a second, if that's what happens, then he loses this trade. This looks bad on him. This does not look good on Howie. This would be an L because you're giving away a guy for nothing. For nothing. And you can't do that. So no matter what you're hearing about the Patriot fans or what they think they should be giving up to get A.J. Brown, no, you don't budge. First round minimum, and that's probably going to be more than that. And I expect that from Howie. Otherwise, you hold on to him. You hold on to him. You go into camp if you have to, or you just keep him, and you're okay with that. The downside and the worst thing in some people's minds is that they keep him. Well, if you keep him, guess what? You're probably going back to the Super Bowl because you're going to have Devontae Smith, A.J. Brown, Mekhi Lemon, all those other receivers rotating in, and you're going to be very, very hard to stop. So to me, this is a win-win for the Eagles. All Howie Roseman has to do is play his hand out. Don't fold. Don't do anything. Just play it out, and you're going to get what you want, or Philly 500 is going to get what he wants. A.J. Brown staying one more year. With that said, take care. Talk to you later. Of course, don't be a dingbat. Remember, it's how we vision, baby. We're all just living in it. I see Patriot fans are getting a little nervous. They're getting a little nervous because their front office is getting cold feet. That's the honest truth. I see them. Hang in there. I see posts. Hang in there, Patriot fans. Try your best. Don't worry. A.J. Brown will still be Patriot. It's all right. We're going to get this. We got this. Just hang in there. Don't worry. Don't get scared. Oh, be very scared. Be very scared because you ain't getting him for none. Howie Roseman will not let that happen. Denzel Washington out. That's all, folks.
The brother screwed us.